So for how many years we've been saying the passive index tracker is going to beat the active manager,
Yeah.
uh, over time, right? And that's kind of what I was exposed to for the first years of my career, especially, and it was a dominant narrative. Now we're moving a lot more into active
Mm-hmm.
ETFs, different strategies. And, it's not novel. It's the same strategies we've been using
Yeah.
in other product wrappers. The winning formula from my perspective is what the wrapper offers. And it's the
Yeah.
tradability and transparency and cost, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of the wrapper. That being said, so yeah, I was a little skeptical about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I did have to think about it a little bit. But at the end of the day, if you're able to provide the same or similar exposure in a wrapper that is preferable to some investors, I think it's a win-win. Um, and it's also, this transition to active ETFs, which, by the way, this year, in the overwhelming majority, more than half of new launches have been active strategies, which is, I find, crazy.
That's very interesting, right? Because for 30 years it was all about passive, low costs, and now we see this shift. Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's a function of the economic and geopolitical scenario, right? There was a great BBH survey that that surveyed investors across the US, Europe, and I think it was Greater China, and asked them a series of questions of where they thought they would allocate in the next year. Obviously, ETF allocations or ETP allocations are a huge focus, but a huge majority of them, I think, so 96% plan to increase ETF allocations over the next 12 months. And active ETF appetite was huge. So it was something like 66% prefer active over passive strategies in the next 12 months. And 98% plan to increase ETF exposure. Okay, that's fine. But that 66% active strategy,
Yeah.
I thought was staggering. And the reason is there's so much volatility and so much geopolitical uncertainty
Yeah.
that it's pushing us back. The pendulum is now swinging back towards active management, right? They want a
Yeah.
safe pair of hands, someone who's plugged into the market, who's looking every day to execute the strategy. But active strategies are not just the uh, active mutual fund manager who is now launching his mutual fund strategy in an
Yeah.
ETF. It's a lot of things, right?
Uh,
It's a lot of the structured product strategies which are now being launched in ETP form.